And we are live. Hey guys, welcome back to the stream. Good morning. I was ready to stream at like 4:30 exactly, but okay, this time I was not scrolling Twitter. I was doing something else. So I was like, okay, it'll only take like 2 minutes, but it ended up taking like 10 minutes. Okay, now like practically 11 minutes. It's bad, I know. So we'll see where we are. We finished chapter 9. Let me just set everything up, guys. So, yeah, another thing I wanna mention. So there was a power cut like two times, like after waking up, two times like power randomly went out. So I'm just saying there's a good chance the stream will end randomly. So yeah, I just wanna say that that can happen. Okay, so we will now read chapter 10, which is history of income tax and its relation to dead money system. Oh, we've discussed about it yesterday, right? How, like, given that like President Trump is trying to remove taxes, how this chapter makes sense. Like, we'll understand the history of the taxes, how it came into existence in the first place. And its relation to debt money system. Okay. The origins of income taxation from ancient times to modern era. The origins of income taxation can be tracked back to ancient civilizations such as Egypt, Greece, and Rome, where taxes were collected based on land ownership and wealth. In medieval Europe, rulers imposed taxes on various goods and services, including salt, wine, and livestock. However, the modern tax system as we know today originated in the late 18th and early 19th century. The first country to introduce modern tax system was Great Britain, which passed Income Tax Act in 1799 to finance its war against France. This tax was initially only imposed on the wealthy, but it eventually became a tax on all income levels. In United States, the first income tax was introduced during the Civil War in 1861, but it was repealed 10 years later. It was reintroduced in 1913 with the ratification of the 16th Amendment to the Constitution, which gave federal government the power to tax income. And yeah, the 1913 16th Amendment, that was 1% tax, okay? 1%. The early income tax systems were relatively simple, with flat tax rates and limited deductions. However, over time, income tax laws have become increasingly complex with multiple tax brackets, deductions, and credits. Today, income tax is primarily Today, income tax is the primary source of income for many governments around the world and is used to finance a variety of government services and programs, including education, healthcare, and national defense. The evolution of income tax rates over time. The evolution of income tax rates can be tracked back to ancient civilizations where taxes were levied on agricultural produce and trade. However, the concept of income tax as we know it today emerged in the 18th and 19th centuries. In the United States, the first income tax was introduced during Civil War in 1861 to finance the war effort, but it was repealed in 1872. It was reintroduced in 1894 but was declared unconstitutional by the Supreme Court in 1895. However, with the ratification of the 16th Amendment in 1913, the federal government was granted the power to impose an income tax without apportionment among the states. Since its inception, the federal tax rates in the United States have fluctuated significantly depending on the economic and political conditions prevailing at the time. During World War I, the top marginal tax rate reached 77%, which then decreased to 25% in 1920s. However, with the onset of the Great Depression, the tax rates were increased again and the top marginal rate reached a historical high of 94% during World War II. Holy shit. The rates continued to fluctuate throughout the post war period with significant reductions during the Reagan administration and subsequent increases during Clinton and Obama administrations. In recent years, the Trump administration lowered the tax rates in 2017, resulting in a top marginal rate of 37%. Overall, the evolution of income tax has been influenced by various economic, political, and social factors, and the rates have been adjusted accordingly over time. Different forms of income taxes: progressive, regressive, and flat. There are three main forms of income taxes: progressive, regressive, and flat. Progressive taxation is a system in which individuals with higher income are taxed at a higher rate than those with lower incomes. This system is based on the belief that those who have more should pay more. Regressive taxation is the opposite of progressive taxation, in which individuals with lower income are taxed at a higher. Oh, wait, what? Okay, regressive, yeah. People with lower income are taxed at a higher rate than those with higher incomes. This system is considered unfair by many as it places a heavier burden on those who can least afford it. Flat taxation is a system in which everyone is taxed at the same rate, regardless of their income. This system is often seen as a more equitable system as everyone pays the same percentage of their income in taxes. However, critics argue that it places a greater burden on lower income individuals as the same percentage of their income will have a greater impact on their ability to pay for basic necessities. Each of these forms of taxation has its own advantages and disadvantages, and different countries and governments have chosen different systems based on their unique economic and political situations. Ultimately, the goal of any income tax system should be to balance the need for revenue with the need for fairness and equity. The history of income tax in the United States, including the ratification of the 16th Amendment. The history of income tax in the United States can be tracked back to the Civil War era. In 1861, the federal government passed the first income tax law into finance the war effort. The tax was initially a flat rate of 3% on income above 800, but it was later replaced by a progressive tax in 1862. This progressive tax had higher rates for higher income brackets and was seen as a way to raise revenue and distribute the tax burden more fairly. After the war ended, the income tax was repealed in 1872. However, it was reintroduced in 1894 as a flat tax on incomes over 4,000. But it was struck down by the Supreme Court in 1895 as unconstitutional. It was until 1913 that the 16th Amendment to the Constitution was ratified, which gave Congress the power to levy an income tax without apportioning it among the states. This paved the way for the modern income tax system we have today. The first income tax return was due in 1914 and the tax was again progressive with rates ranging from 1% to 7% on income over $3,000. Since then, the US income tax system has undergone several changes, including the addition of deductions and credits, adjustment to tax brackets and rates, and the introduction of alternative minimum tax and other taxes. Today, US income tax is one of the most complex in the world. Relationship between income tax and government spending. Income tax is a key source of revenue for governments, which is used to fund a variety of public services and projects. The relationship between income tax and government spending can be complex, as the amount of tax revenue collected may vary depending on number of factors, including economic growth, tax rates, and government policies. Governments use income tax revenue to finance various programs and services such as education, healthcare, infrastructure development, and national defense. The amount of revenue collected from income tax can have a direct impact on the government's ability to fund these programs and services, as well as its overall fiscal health. The relationship between income tax and government spending can also be influenced by political and ideological factors. For example, some political parties may advocate for lower tax rates and reduced government spending, while others may support higher tax rates and greater government intervention in the economy. In addition to funding government programs and services, income tax can also be used as a tool to influence economic behavior. For example, governments may offer tax incentives to encourage individuals and businesses to invest in certain industries or to engage in specific behaviors such as charitable giving. Overall, the relationship between income tax and government spending is complex and multifaceted and can have significant implications for the economy, public services, and government policy. The impact of income tax on economic growth and development. The impact of income tax on economic growth and development is a topic of debate among economists. On one hand, income tax is a means of generating revenue for government spending on infrastructure, education, and other programs that can stimulate economic growth. On the other hand, high income tax rates can discourage investment and entrepreneurship, leading to slower economic growth. Some economics argue that moderate income tax rates can actually boost economic growth by providing funding for public goods and services that can support private enterprise. For example, investments in education can lead to a more skilled workforce, which can in turn increase productivity and innovation. Additionally, infrastructure projects like roads, bridges, and public transportation can improve transportation efficiency and connectivity, reducing business costs and facilitating commerce. However, other contend the high income tax rates can lead to disincentives for investment and entrepreneurship, which can stifle economic growth. Some argue that high tax rates may also lead to tax evasion and avoidance, which can decrease government revenue and lead to unfairness in the tax system. Overall, the impact of income tax on economic growth and development is complex and multifaceted, and is subject to numerous factors such as the tax rate, government spending priorities, and the overall state of the economy. Income tax and the debt money system. How income tax is used to repay debt. Income tax plays a crucial role in the debt money system as it is often used to finance government debt. When a government spends more money than it collects in taxes, it must borrow money by issuing bonds or other debt instruments. This results in a national debt that must be repaid over time with interest. Income tax revenue is one of the primary sources of funding for government debt repayments. The more income tax revenue a government collects, the more money it has available to pay down its debt. This is why governments often use income tax increases as a way to generate revenue for debt reduction. However, the use of income tax to repay debt can have negative consequences on economic growth and development. As more and more tax revenue is diverted towards debt repayment, less money is available for other government spending priorities such as infrastructure, education, and social programs. This can lead to reduced economic activity and lower standard of living for citizens. Additionally, high levels of debt can lead to higher interest rates and inflation, which can further dampen economic growth. Therefore, it is important for governments to balance their debt repayment obligations with other spending priorities and to implement tax policies that support economic growth and development. The role of income tax in financing government projects such as infrastructure and social programs. Income tax plays a crucial role in financing government projects such as infrastructure and social programs. By collecting taxes from individuals and businesses, governments are able to fund public services and projects that benefit society as a whole. In many countries, income tax is the primary source of government revenue. Infrastructure projects such as building highways, bridges, and public transportation systems require significant investment and are typically funded through government borrowing or taxes. Income tax revenue can be used to repay government debt, allowing for the financing of future infrastructure projects. Social programs such as healthcare, education, and welfare also rely on income tax revenue. These programs provide essential services to citizens who may not be able to afford them otherwise. Income tax revenue can be used to fund these programs, ensuring that they remain accessible to. May I come in, sir? Yes, Subish, you may come in. You are late to the class. Yes, please, please, please come sit down. Yeah, we are on chapter 10. Social programs such as healthcare, education, and welfare also rely on income tax revenue. These programs provide essential services to citizens who may not be able to afford them otherwise. Income tax revenue can be used to fund these programs, ensuring that they remain accessible to those in need. In addition, income tax can be used to promote economic growth and development by funding initiatives that support businesses and entrepreneurship. For example, governments can offer tax breaks and other incentives to businesses that invest in research and development or hire new employees. This can lead to job creation, increased productivity, and overall economic growth. Overall, income tax plays a vital role in financing government projects and promoting economic growth and development. However, the appropriate level and distribution of income tax remains a subject of debate and controversy in many countries. So, teach crypto, I'm a buy Solana today. So, which you need real money to buy crypto. So, another thing also, you can't do that, bro. With phone, you can't do it. Don't even try to do it with phone. You need a laptop, even like a basic one. Yeah, I was about to say that. See, there are even so many things which you can do for free, right? Like participate in projects, like and in their development activity and all. you can participate, and in then you can get some rewards like in terms of like real money. But even for that you need like laptop, and the tasks and all are like very basic, like anyone can do it. Even like me, I am also like currently doing that. Like for me, every day it takes like 5 minutes max, like, but it's a daily task and all, right? Okay, when I say task, it's not telegram task, there's a difference. But like in crypto, I don't want, I can say in detail, I can go into like more detail, but there is no point in telling it to you because you don't have a laptop. Like, basic thing, bro, that's like one basic thing which you need. Yeah, you need a laptop, not tablet, not phone. You need like a proper laptop. Even a basic one will work. Yeah, let me know if you have any option of getting one. Yeah, without that, there is no point in me showing you the dApps and all the DeFi applications. See, whatever you cannot use, it's useless for you. No, no, no. The information, right? Whatever information I give out, if you can take no action on that, then there is no point in giving that information, or you just watching it, right? And see my laptop. Huh? No, if you have, then it's good. I thought you, wait, you have a laptop. If you have a laptop, let me know, bro. Oh, wait, if you have a laptop, I can show you like things which you can do today, which are like, which will give tangible results. I mean, not today, but like eventually. Okay. Criticisms of income tax policies, including arguments for and against progressive taxation. Criticisms of income tax policies have been a recurring theme throughout history, particularly in regards to progressive taxation. Some argue that a progressive tax system unfairly punishes the wealthy, discourages investment and entrepreneurship, and hinders economic growth. Critics argue that the wealthy are already